a big win. And you just can't say enough about their culture, I think, sometimes, too.
100%.
Right? You know, it's the knee-biting, kneecap-biting Detroit Lions. And the thing that I always think is underrated about the Chiefs is the Chiefs are like, hey, F you. We're physical, too.
They are.
Yo, what's up? It's Chris Simms. It's Chris Simms Unbuttoned here with Connor Rogers. It's a Wednesday. We're here. It's really Tuesday, everybody, but we tape this on a Tuesday afternoon,
it well.
All right?
Yeah.
And we fake it like it's Wednesday, all right? We just got done with doing our YouTube live show, but we got so much stuff to talk about here. We got a good one. And, yeah, the Chiefs are definitely going to be something we hit on. I mean, definitely. There's some good stuff to break down there as far as what they did on the defensive side of the ball, what the Lions did on the offensive side of the ball, right? We got a good one here in front of us, man.
What the Lions couldn't do on the offensive side of the ball. It's pretty jarring watching this game. And a great reminder at the top, we are live together every Monday at 10 a.m. If you want to get in the comments, we are live together every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, this is our final show of the week where we can go a little deeper on a lot of different football topics, which starts with the Chiefs defense. Chris, you had a little spidey sense yesterday that the switch from man to zone helped the Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
When you went back and watched the all-22 snap by snap, did you feel vindicated on that?
Well, I did, and you helped me out. You know,
usually have the numbers
on
here
the Monday,
like,
pulling
yes,
them
Chris,
up.
your eyes aren't lying to you.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you know, I like I always say, I rely on spidey senses. I don't know how to work most of the grading sites to figure out. Wait, what? Like, I see you do it, and I'm like, at some point I have to ask.
We'll
you,
spend
what
a half
are you
hour
doing to pull things up that quickly.
I just run filters. So, like, for me, it's like I want to see this team, what they're doing on third downs in the third quarter.
Right.
And that's a really deep example. I don't sit there and do that for all of them.
Yeah.
But when you have things that you see on tape, it's like, okay, let's see if it's not analytics. It's just tracking.
Let's see if the numbers match up to what I'm seeing here.
And they usually do.
I gotta get better at doing that stuff. But yeah, my spidey senses were right about the Sunday night game. Certainly, the Chiefs did play more big people on the defensive side of the ball, more 3 linebacker sets, definitely more zone. The Lions took an approach of playing big people on offense for the majority of the football game. I thought that was interesting. We'll talk about that as we go on, too, because I think at some point, if I was them, I would have got off of that a little bit.
Right.
But, yes, I mean, the bottom line is the Chiefs continue to amaze me with answering the bell, answering the challenge. And I've always said this, oh, no, how can the Chiefs really beat the 49ers in the run game in the Super Bowl? Well, yeah, they've done it twice. Oh, can the Chiefs, can they handle the Eagles and not get overpowered? Well, they beat them once. Now, I know the other time they got overpowered. I got that. But, yeah, they bring it. That's what I'm saying. And they brought it in this football game, and I think it caught Detroit by surprise a little bit. And if you really ask me, and I know you saw my notes, Detroit's game plan was we are going to overpower the Chiefs.
That's right.
We are going to do that. We think we can. We're going to come out and do that. It couldn't have been more apparent if you turn on the film and watch it with 2 and 3 tight end sets, an unbalanced line, an extra lineman, and all that. They really thought they were going to line up and overpower them, and not so fast, my friend. The Chiefs, of course, Spags and everybody else answered the bell in a big way.
Right, and the Lions, they are typically one of the teams that they'll be at the top in terms of 12 personnel, the extra tight end on the field. But in this game, Chris, they were in 12 or 13.
Yeah,
3 tight ends personnel, 54% of the time.
And that's high for them.
That's high for anyone doing that in the sport. And this usually 11 personnel, you're hovering 70 to the higher side, like McVay over the years, and some other coaches. O'Connell will be 91%.
Right.
That's really high.
Right.
So for a team to be playing with multiple tight ends more than half their offensive snaps, and like you said, it's not that that's a problem because Lions are really good at that. That's why they have Sam Laporta and these different guys. It's that they didn't adjust out of it enough when they probably needed to.
That's what it is. And don't get me wrong here. I would have taken the same approach if I'm the Lions.
Sure.
There's the thing I questioned about the Chiefs too. I've questioned it every week. I just go, I don't know if this D-line is quite the same as what it used to be. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to stop the run like we've seen Spags and that defense do for so long. But, man, they proved me wrong. And, yeah, I do think the Lions should have changed, especially in the second half. They continue to stay with it, and you're down 10 points, and you're like, no, it's over now. Let's try a new thing here. And it's what we talked about a little on Monday. The Chiefs, here's one area I think that I probably underestimated with the Chiefs, right, is that, yeah, they're not real big, but they have a lot of versatility and a lot of depth. They throw fresh bodies at you on the D-line. I think that's one thing probably I've underestimated. We know Dana, Noddy, Chris Jones, Karlaftis start. But then you get into, Norman Lott, he's pretty good. All right, Tillery, he gets in there and has some good snaps, right? Amenu, Herring. I mean, it goes on to where you just go, okay, yeah, there's some big bodies here that help their football team out, certainly. And so I think I've underestimated that. But the real key to this game, more than anything, was the three linebackers. The three linebackers. They played really well. They're extremely athletic. They're the three linebackers in football where you can keep them on the field and go, yeah, they might throw the ball here, but these guys can cover. They can run. Yeah. Leo Chenal and Nick Bolton early in the football game were everywhere. Drew Tranquill had his moments as well, but I'm just talking about early in the game. I mean, they make a lot of plays. And, of course, with their defensive linemen, and they do a good job of rotating so they got a fresh body in there all the time. And then the linebackers' abilities to what I call read keys, right? Because, hey, Detroit's one of those teams that they give you a lot of different stuff. Hey, look, we're going to fake it over here and do this over here. Oh, but we're running up the middle.
Right.
And then the linebacker takes a few wrong steps, and he's like, oh, no, they're running right at me. Now I got a blocker on me, and they run for 20 yards up the middle, right? The way they teach keys, I don't even know if I could fully explain it, but they're all over it, and they read and diagnose plays so fast to where Jahmyr Gibbs gets the ball, and he's in the hole, and you go, well, Leo Chenal's in the hole already. He's already there. It's too late. Nick Bolton's there already. Spags taught them what to look at on this certain play with this personnel, and they see it right away, and they go, I'm not faking. I'm not going to go for all the window dressing. I know the ball's going to be over here somewhere. So that's what I'm impressed with, and that to me was really one of the keys of the game. Them with the three linebackers and them changing it up with the zone coverage that we pointed out on Monday morning too.
And to the point about the linebackers, they were 5th in the NFL this week of having a 4-3 front, like having those three linebackers on the field, right. But they also went 3-3-5 over 11% of the time.
Yeah.
So even when they wanted the extra defensive back out there, they would take the down defensive lineman off the field to keep the three linebackers.
On there.
Yeah, what is the advantage to that? Because the 3-3-5, you don't see the usage of it very high in the NFL. Like if a team is running 3-3-5 20% of the time, that's very high.
3-3-5 can definitely change up certain looks, right? You can still go 3 down linemen, put the linebackers over the guards, and all of a sudden you go, hey, we're in a five-man front. You can do overload blitzes. You can maybe go, hey, 3 linemen kick towards the tight end side, right? We got 2 other linebackers behind you on that side, and then we might bring one of those weak ones off the weak side there to where we can slant and play the 2 tight ends to the right, and we can overload that side, yet we still have a guy on the backside to help with the cutback run or the bootleg or whatever else, right? I think it's another good way of just going, we're getting fast, we're a little worried about you passing the ball here, but we're still feel good if you run it up the middle. We'll still have enough big people in here to stop the run game and not get totally gashed.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And with those 3 linebackers, and I know I said to you before the show, right, they're one of these teams where when I look at a film like that, I sit there and go, I might not match personnel so much if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs. Like if it's 2nd and 5, and the team brings in 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back, 11 personnel like we call it. With that group right there, I might go, we'll keep our base defense in.
Sure.
We can do it. Those 3 all can run, right? You don't want them playing man-to-man against certain guys. We get that, so you got to adjust that. Like if it's an unbelievable tight end or an unbelievable back out of the backfield, like, okay, yeah, you got to maybe play zones. But I think with them, in that'd be something I'd dabble in a little bit. Oh, it's 2nd and 6, and we're playing the Chargers. Chargers might put in 3 receivers, but we know they might run the ball still.
The ball, yeah.
So let's have some big people in so we don't get beat in the run game. But yet we feel pretty good that they can drop into a zone and whatever else and rally or read the quarterback's eyes and make the passing lane small or whatever else. And if I'm them, that's something that I would definitely tinker with a little bit more.
And isn't that, kind of the point of having a Drew Tranquill player out there as a third linebacker,
exactly
because
right.
of what he can do?
He can almost be like a big
overhang,
nickel.
Yes.
Right. He can do that. Him and Leo Chenal can kind of do both of it because both of them can really run. I mean, they really can. And, of course, Nick Bolton can really run too. And then Cook at safety can really run. So in that middle part of the defense at the 2nd/3rd level, they have some holes sometimes, but you go, man, that hole closes in a hurry with those guys around there. That's what you like about it. right? So I understood the Lions' approach, what I said, right? But Kansas City had a good move off of it, and then them playing zone, I think certainly threw a little bit of a wrench into the Lions. And again, I don't want to sit here and downplay what the Lions did.
Right.
Because let's not forget, the biggest play of the game, they were up 10-6, kind of in field goal range, and if Amon-Ra Brown catches a slant route that he catches 99 out of 100 times, you go, whoa, this they're going to put pressure on the Chiefs right here on this drive. That was a huge moment of the game. But for a team that functions at such a high level offensively, yeah, they hit more bumps in the road this week, and a little bit of that is because of Spags and what they did. And I think that the Lions in the third and fourth quarter, for my money, handcuffed themselves a little bit in the 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets.
And did it feel like Chris Jones had a little more fire on tape after that tough last play against Jacksonville?
Without a doubt. He definitely had plays where he was disruptive in the backfield, dominated. Might not have got the tackle or whatever else, but there was definitely moments of that for sure. And they played as a motivated, physical football team.
Who's the best player on this defense? Because it feels like more of the Spartan unit rather than the one lead commander.
I think that's right. McDuffie's the best player for me. McDuffie's the guy that he can cover the best receiver on the team. He can play slot nickel. He's a phenomenal blitzer. He's a phenomenal tackler in the run game, tackling. Right? So I look at him and go, that's the best player on the defense with, like you said, a bunch of other really good. I'm not sure if anybody's a superstar anymore, but a bunch of really good. So that's I mean, listen, they're smart, they're creative, they change it up, they do all that, right? But let's hit on the Lions a little bit and why they should have gone 11 personnel. For my money.
And they really didn't floor it on that until they had to at the end.
Yes.
Like you look at the 11 personnel, went up in the second half because it was like, oh shit, we got to make up some points and we can't play our pace.
Right.
Like I always say, like the Lions and the Broncos are two teams that to me, they always want to dictate the pace of the game, and they're really good at it.
Yes.
They're like, oh, if we want a rock fight today, it'll be a rock fight.
Right.
If we want a shootout today,
that's right.
Broncos not lately, but we think Sean Payton at some point can find the Lions can be in a shootout, and they could survive that way. And it felt like the Lions at the end of this game were like, we are not dictating the pace of this play.
Definitely not. And then they continued to kind of stay with what they were doing, and which I just at some point, especially like I said, late in the third quarter, I just go, well, wait, you're not doing what you just talked about. You're not dictating tempo. You're not dominating the football game with what the approach is. They are playing 4-3 a lot and getting into 5-man fronts and playing big people. Let's change it up. Let's change it up a little bit. And within that, I don't know why. Now, 11 personnel, you go 3 receivers and you get in passing. We know Spag can be very creative with blitzes and different looks and all that. But you got a quarterback who's really good at handling that stuff. He reads the field really well. If I was the Lions, I at some point in the third quarter would have gone, okay, we're not running the ball real good today, right? They can do some creative stuff, but can they really handle Amon-Ra, Jameson, Laporta, and let's say Tesla or, what's the other damn quick receiver they got? I'm blanking on his damn name, the punt returner. Hold on.
Is it still
Khalif Raymond? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like at some point I would have tested that out and gone, okay, play zone on this. Let me see. We got a lot of good zone. Oh, wait, you want to play man? I think one of our guys in this matchup are going to win against one of your guys. We might not be able to beat McDuffie, but the other two guys, like, we think Amon-Ra can beat whoever else, and we think Khalif Raymond or Tesla could beat somebody else, or Laporta could beat the safety man-to-man. I thought they let Kansas City off the hook there in that way, and not kind of just going, okay, what we didn't work. Let's attack a different way. Let's unveil the passing offense, and let's see if they can handle our heat in the passing game and the receivers and all we got. I thought they never really adjusted, like you said, until it was like we're down 13 and the game's kind of over.
And even further to enhance your point, Jahmyr Gibbs had 1 snap away from the backfield. He played 1 snap in the slot. He feels like a guy that maybe you move around a little bit more. And he can't walk out of the game with 2 targets, 1 catch, and no receiving yards.
No way.
Jahmyr Gibbs, you and I recap this week the Falcons with the way they use Bijan Robinson in both the run and pass game. Like Gibbs needs to be, and we've seen this from Gibbs. It's not like, but this is a game where he needs
in your
that.
2 or 3 tight end sets. If they're playing 3 linebackers, get in an empty formation. Now put Jahmyr Gibbs in the slot.
Right, move him out.
Right. To me, this was a game also with the fact that that Kansas City was keeping the 3 linebackers in. I'm usually one that sits here and goes, give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball a lot. There wasn't a lot of holes. This was a David Montgomery. Let him smash it in there for 4 yards a bunch. They didn't do that either. So, yeah, I thought their read in the game and how it was going was not as spot on as it usually is with the Detroit Lions. And they usually do adjust to the right things, and felt like they didn't in this one for whatever reasons. I would love to ask John Morton, like, why did you stick with the 2 and 3 tight end personnel so much? You know, sometimes offensive coordinators do that because we've talked about this. It quiets down a creative defense because they go, wait, I like this blitz, but if I bring this blitz and they run this play with 2 or 3 tight ends over here, we're not going to have enough people. So it makes everybody be gap sound as far as a D coordinator. They go, oh, let's just be simple and make sure we got guys so we don't get overpowered. That was something that I think John Morton would probably reevaluate the next time he plays the Chiefs.
So this combo around this game kind of got our wheels spinning for the deep dive, where I wanted to ask you, is the linebacker about to be valued and appreciated again?
Yeah.
Because it feels like, this is my take on it, like the tight end is appreciated again because of all the 12 personnel. It allows you to look one way and play another way. But it feels like the counter to that is the linebacker that can look one way and play another way.
Yes.
Where he can cover, he can blitz, he could, like Devin Lloyd and along those lines.
I think you will continue to see that because we're seeing more Detroit and Philadelphia type of offenses that we're big, we're going to run the ball. So you got to try to find some guys that are 238, 240 who can run, but maybe a little more old school thumper type of guys.
Arvell Reese on Ohio State.
I think the really good defensive coaches and defensive coordinator head coaches have already realized, like I told you, Shanahan, John Lynch, they've made comments to me where they've gone, we don't really think you can have a great defense unless you've got 2 really good linebackers.
Right.
Because of all the things they do in the run game and the screen game, right? And then, wait, okay, it's RPOs. Oh, wait, I gotta go with the run. Oh, no, I got to get back here. So you better be athletic to do all that stuff, plus long to cover those windows and that. And I think you're going to continue to see that. Hey, the Lions, They may be a different approach, but Alec Anzalone and Jack Campbell are very athletic. And Jack Campbell's long as hell, right? I think you're going to see that. Tampa's already been on that as far as middle linebacker Todd Bowles. Levante David, I know they had Devin White. It didn't work out, but they wasted a
drafted him high
on him, right? So I think Denver, they brought in Dre Greenlaw for a reason, right? To be like that.
And they've kept Singleton there.
Exactly right. But I think that you have to have that. Pittsburgh's been trying to get back to their glory days with the middle linebackers. For me, that is an under talked about position for great defenses. And the Eagles, we had the one question about the Eagles until last year was always they're middle linebackers. They're not very good at the second level. And they were like, all right, let's get Zach Bond. Okay, that really helped. Whoa, Jahad Campbell's there at the end of the first round. Let's get him too.
Right.
Because now, like we saw with the Chiefs, there's some versatility with, like you're talking about, the tight ends, the running backs who are all used in the pass game now, but yet they can still run the ball. And you got to have guys that can match up in those situations. So, I think that you'll continue to see that be something popular here as we go forward.
I think in this draft specifically, the linebacker will be appreciated. It's not only going to be a really good class, but everything you're pointing out in terms of the chess match of football right now, it's a way to match up.
I think so.
You can't mail it in or else at that position anymore.
No.
You're going to get exposed.
No. And I think a lot of the times when we talk about defenses that are really fast in football, it's usually because the linebackers are really fast.
Right.
They're the ones that make it look like a different speed where you're like, whoa, there was a hole and it's gone already. Or, whoa, they ran outside and it looked like they had the edge and they didn't get there. Whoa, that was Fred Warner. Okay, that's why they didn't get there.
Well, you talked about with the Falcons.
Yes, we're talking about exactly.
All the young players they brought in.
The young players they got. It's speed everywhere. And you saw it. I mean, you could see it on Josh Allen's face, I feel like, in the halfway through the first quarter. He was like, whoa, I usually can run and make this move. and get extra yards. And, like, I'm having to go down tonight because they're all here for me, like, right away. So interesting thing to watch. I love the ebbs and flows of the NFL. We're getting away from the spread. We're getting into big people offensive football a little bit more the last year and a half because of Detroit and the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And now it's like, okay, defenses have been built to stop the spread and all these screens and all this, and now they're having to recalibrate and go, wait, we better get big on the D-line. Whoa, we better get some linebackers that can do pass game and run game. And that's, the evolution of the NFL, or the cyclical style that's always so cool about it.
So that was the breakdown of the Chiefs defense. When we're back, we're moving over to the NFC because we got to talk about a Seattle defense that had a pressure rate of 50% against Jacksonville. We'll break down how it was done after this.
We should be proud of ourselves, guys. I mean, that is some freaking talk about our style of ball. 12 is one, but that is us. That is Seahawks football, man. One drive after another, one play after another. You guys whipped ass, guys. You just keep answering the bell and you close the game out. When we need it the most, let's rock and roll. All right? Run it and hit. Run it and hit. Jay Reed, what we say we're gonna do?
Play physicals.
And that's what we did. How many sacks? A lot. Guys, 7 sacks. Okay, 7 sacks.
That was the Seahawks locker room. Head coach Mike Macdonald getting the boys fired up. Chris, each year I find like 3 teams that I just find myself rooting for because I like the story.
I hear you.
The Seahawks are every bit of one this year.
They are, right?
It's Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
2 of their players have been some of my favorites of the Combine. When we get to talk to all these guys over the years, JSN and Witherspoon.
I know you love JSN.
Loved both of them.
How can you not love Witherspoon?
Right. I mean, this team just kind of has it all right now.
Mike Macdonald's an awesome guy.
Great.
Right? I mean, just a normal, good, down-to-earth human being. You root for him. You know he's got a good defensive mind. Kubiak is a great story.
Right.
Cooper Kupp up there.
Right.
Can he revive the career? Kenneth Walker, we've always been fans of his, and even though he hasn't had great blocking, I'm with you. The Seahawks are a team that I want to root for. I really do. And their D is in the short list. I have a crush on their defense, and I can't wait till their secondary's back healthy because it's like, watch the out when they are, because they could be special on the defensive side of the ball.
I mean, listen to these pressures from top to bottom from this defense against Jacksonville. Leonard Williams, another guy I love, 8 pressures.
Right.
8 pressures. Right. You had Demarcus Lawrence with 8, Byron Murphy, your guy Chris, with 7, Uchenna and Nwosu with 6, and this doesn't even include the sacks because they had 11 sacks, from PFF in this game. That they chart them a little differently than the NFL. Boye Mafe with 5 pressures. Nicky Manwari, the rookie, with 2. Brandon Peely with 2. Jerron Reed with 2. Drake Thomas with 1. Ernest Jones with 1. Basically everybody got to eat.
Yeah, that equates to an ass whooping.
Right,
is what that does. Right
everybody
there.
got theirs.
I mean, it's incredible. And they didn't even have to blitz, really. The front 4 was getting there at such a rate. It was insane. Early in the game, right, or not early in the game, they played cover 2 a few times, especially in the touchdown drive the Jaguars had at the end of the first quarter. And they kind of messed up their cover 2. And the Jags got 2 big plays off of it. And it was like after that, they were like, okay, we're not going to play cover 2 anymore. We like everything we're doing. We're just going to stop that. Like they maybe played it a few more times. They sprinkled it in. But it became, like you said on Monday morning, a cover 3 type of game, right? And they were just like, wait, our front 4 is getting there, so let's just play different versions of cover 3 and let our front 4 keep whooping ass. And that's what they did. You alluded to the first thing I wanted to say about them right off the bat. The big guy inside athleticism is off the charts. It's off the charts. Between Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy, the fact that they can 2-gap or hold a gap down or disrupt through a gap and then go, oh, wait, it's pass game, blah, 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 let me get back there and get rush. That's insane that they have that. And now you have Demarcus Lawrence coming back healthy, who's the game changer, in my opinion, because now it's like, they can win all 4 guys right across the row. Because Uchenna Nwosu is one of the better under-the-radar pass rushers there is in football, too. to where you go, man, if they rush 4, one of those guys is going to win the one-on-one, one of them. And if they get 5, like it's definitely with a creative blitz or whatever else. So that's what's incredible, right? And off of that, because Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy are so freaking athletic for being 305-pound guys, their ability to run stunts and twist off each other is incredible. Think about if you're a guard and a center and you got these two guys over you, and one of them kind of tries to split the middle, the two of them, right, and almost hit both of you, right? Okay, that's a lot, but it's a big guy hitting you like that, and usually you go, okay, yeah, there's a D tackle going to come looping around him. He's a D tackle. He's slow. I'll be able to get off him and still readjust my body. There was plays in this one where it's like, oh, man, Leonard Williams hits him, and they're like, whoa, he's driving me 2 of us back. Hold on, I'll get over there to Byron Murphy. Oh, shit, it's too late. He's already there. He's already gone. And that, to me, is one of the things that jumps out. The fact that they have that ability is incredible. So I think those are the first things you look at. But I do think the bottom line is that Demarcus Lawrence really changes everything and is their number 1 legit top-tier type of pass rusher. And it's going to change the way teams have to play them all together here going forward.
And the call about stunts is an excellent one because we talked about earlier in the week how they only blitzed 13% of the time, which is alarmingly low.
Right.
But they ran a stunt over 32% of the time.
Felt like it, right.
So it's almost like they're generating blitz-like pressure without sending the extra man.
Definitely. And this is where I think he's a great tendency breakdown guy. He knows which way the line's going to work and then what stunts to use off of that will maybe, like a lot of the times in the NFL, the backside left tackle, he takes that D end over there, but then they'll slide the other 4 guys for maybe the 3 guys on the other side. And according how do you line them up and the twist and stunt you're talking about, you can find ways to make that hard on the 4-on-3 matchup. And I think they're very good at doing that. So knowing protections, and then, of course, the great athleticisms they have off of that. And, I mean, this was no, like, mystery of what happened in this football game. It was a straight-up ass-whooping all the times. And you heard me say, I mean, you know, other than the Tampa 2 mess-ups, there's nothing you can look at to go, oh, wow, oh, I'm a little scared here. And the fact that when they get their DBs back and Devin Witherspoon and Reek Woolen and all that, you go, oh, my God, and Julian Love, they're going to be able to play man-to-man and drop certain guys underneath certain people and do stuff like that to where you go, that's scary. Or blitz somebody even though they don't have to because we know they can get there with the front 4. That's where I'm excited for the potential of the final Seahawks defense to see how good they can really be.
And those 3 guys can create takeaways. That'll be a big difference.
They definitely
can. They can take away the football. So I know we're giving Seattle rightfully all the love here.
Right.
Is there anything Trevor Lawrence, though, is just not seeing right now? Or was this where it's like, hey, the quarterback stood no chance. The guys in front of him got killed in this game.
There was definitely a lot of that. There's definitely, I mean, as an ex-quarterback, I sat there a bunch and went, whoo, man.
Yeah, don't miss that.
Holy crap. That's collapsing in a hurry.
Yeah.
But, you know, I wrote, there's plays, right, where I'm not sure what he, like, okay, his touchdown pass in the, what was that, the 4th quarter to Tim Patrick?
Yep.
I don't know what he's looking at. Like you're going to see on this play, they have double post to the top left there. That's where you should be. There's a few plays, and I'm just picking this one out for a specific example because it just comes right to my head, and you'll see it more when you go to the all-side, the 22 view. But there's plays where I go, I'm not sure he's looking in the right place or what he's doing. I don't know. Did he see the safeties after the snap? They're not there. What are we doing? Oh, maybe that wasn't the play. I'm wrong. There's another play.
That is the fourth quarter touchdown.
That was the 4th quarter touchdown, but it wasn't what I was thinking there. But either way, yeah, there are plays, and you saw where I wrote it down. I just went, he has plays, I don't know what he's looking at, what he's thinking, or what he's reading. And I think that goes into like why you saw Liam Cohn laugh under his breath when he scored the touchdown last week, because he's a little bit like,
that's the chaos of
this guy, I just don't know what I'm getting right now. It's a little all over the place. It's a great play, and then it's like, wait, 2 or 3 head scratchers of like, hey, what exactly did you see there? What were you doing? You know, he had a play with Travis Hunter at one point in the game. He threw the double move up the right sideline. I know the play. They coach it like, you know, set up and look for the backside post for for Travis Hunter. He never even looks at it and just throws the ball out of bounds and stays on the run. And yet the protection was for to pull up and set up and throw an aggressive football. But, yeah, there's, as we've kind of said every week, there's a few plays every week where you just go, what is Trevor Lawrence doing? He doesn't have – he's got incredible talent. He just doesn't have the greatest natural feel that you see a quarterback have, right? And I always say, people always go, what do you mean by feel? I go, really good quarterbacks go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, wait, this coverage? Wait, this guy should be coming open. I know that I'm taught to, like, I've taken 2 hitches and I'm supposed to go to the second read. But I know in this coverage, this guy's going to be open. I'm going to disregard what the coach tells us to do by the book, and I'm going to just tap the ball one more time because we're about to get a 25-yard gain. Yeah. Things like that. Where you just
like Dak's been playing like that this year.
Definitely. You know, the game's not a perfect game. But yet you got to have feel in certain instances. So I think between feel and then crash course in offense, like we talked about with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and all of that, to where he's getting more stuff thrown at him than ever before. I think a lot of the times he's just like, I'm glad I broke the huddle and got out the play the right way. And then it's like, wait, but yeah, now you got to look at where the safeties were to read the rest of the play. It's not over yet, right? Yeah. And so he's learning all of that. But yeah, there's a handful of plays that way. And let me, on top of that, just say that they're phenomenal at passing off receivers.
The Seattle secondary?
The Seahawks are phenomenal at passing off receivers. Mike McDonald's from Jesse Minter School of Coaching, right? That type of thing. Where you talk about play zones, they know, like, oh, this guy's in my area. Oh, wait, now I'm following him a little bit. Oh, he left my area. There's my friend over there. He's got him now. Oh, somebody's coming into my area. I'm ready for it. You could tell they pass things off and their eyes are in the right spots to look at that right off the bat. And that's what I'm impressed by. But, man, you talk about Uchenna Nwosu, Leonard Williams, Jerron Reed, Byron Murphy, and then Demarcus Lawrence. I'd put that front 5 with anybody in football. And then their secondary, watch out. And let me just tell you the under-the-radar superstar right now to me. You talked about Nick Emanwari, which is, like, amazing at the second level. And Kobe Bryant. Watch out for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, this is the second time I've watched Seattle's defense on film. And I come away for the second time going, he's got 3 rockets up his ass. His game has gone to another level. He's kamikaze in the run game and coming downhill now to a point where I never saw that before. Right. That was impressive. So I just wanted to give him some love there because he really popped to me a number of times during the game.
Yeah, and you look at his transition right now. This is somebody that he's playing all over the secondary. A lot of free safety is mostly what he plays.
But he's down there in the box. He's at nickel.
But he was a corner prospect.
I know.
That's why it makes it that much more impressive.
It is very cool.
Everybody always loves to do the, like, move him to safety, but to actually do it is much more difficult. Right. And he's doing it at a pretty high level.
His read and reacts are insane. Like, you see, like, oh, it's run. He sees it. He's down in the hole, like, instantly. He's amazing that way. Nick Emanwari is a freak of nature, and they're going to use him, it looks like Hamilton and Baltimore.
That feels like
pretty much is what it's going to be.
Which he knows that.
Which he knows that. Exactly right. So that's great there. I don't love Seattle's linebackers. Ernest Jones and 42 Thomas. We just had a linebacker conversation. Yeah. And if I'd go, hey, if there's one area of that defense that can be improved, that would be it. But they're not horrible. They just don't pop a lot is what I'm basically saying. But, yeah, I'm very impressed with that Seattle defense and what it could be going forward.
We're going to take our last break. When we're back, we look ahead to Week 7. We got what's more likely right after this.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the MFL, and new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use promo code CORNERBACK when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
I wonder if that voiceover is from, like, 1778. I mean, what? It is the funniest sounding thing. It is. I don't know if it's British, American, time traveling.
Right. It's something automated with some voice covering or something there. I don't
Either
know
way,
what the hell it is.
The crown's always yours. It's time for what's more likely. We're going to jump right into it, Chris, for Week 7. We got to start with the Eagles traveling to Minnesota, the 4-2 Eagles against the 3-2 Vikings. How about this, Chris? What's more likely? We see a dominant Eagles team or the dysfunctional Eagles team. They are favored by 2.5 points in this game.
I'm going to continue to say dysfunctional. Now, does that mean they lose the game? No. That's what's amazing about them. I mean, they can be dysfunctional and still win football. That's how good they are. But I don't think the offense is going to be fixed here. And, you have a little extra time because you played on Thursday night and all that. The coaches can maybe come up with a few wrinkles, but I don't know how much new stuff and new wrinkles do you want to do against a team like Brian Flores and the defense and what they do there. So, yeah, I look at it and go, I think it's going to be the Eagles D is going to have to show up in a big way. That's for sure. But you worry about that too. Jalen Carter's health, that's a big deal.
Right.
Him not playing against the Giants was huge. And you got Kevin O'Connell who got extra time here.
Right.
And he's scary that way, right? So he'll be able to definitely have a few plays for Carson Wentz in that offense to go, wait, the Eagles like to do this when they're in certain formations. We're going to have something for them. So, yeah, I don't know who I'm going to pick in that one yet.
And J.J. McCarthy has returned to practice this week. That just came out.
Okay, that's interesting. But I'd be shocked if he plays and throw him back in the fire right here in this one.
This, to me, feels like a game, and it's easy to say, but, after the way the Steelers ran the ball against the Vikings, you got to get Saquon actually going in this game, and it can't just be the most predictable run game in football.
I would hope so. And I don't think the Vikings D tackles are very good.
They get pushed off the ball a lot.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason the Hargrave was available. Right. There's a reason Washington wanted to get rid of Jonathan Allen. It wasn't because they were killing it and awesome, right? So, yeah, I think they're a little deficient in that area, and that's definitely an area you go, yeah, Eagles. If there's an easy way to fix your offense and an easy way to come up with some new schematical things, it's in the run game, and can you do that this week against the Vikings D?
Our next one is the Chris Simms Bowl. The Giants are at your Broncos, Chris. What a matchup. 2-4 against 4-2. More likely the TikTok frat bros, Dart and Scatterboo, shine, or the Broncos defense terrorizes another New York, New Jersey offense.
Man, I mean, some time travel there for the Broncos to go from London back home, right? I mean, that's what, a 7-hour difference, 6-hour difference, something like that?
Maybe 7, yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's incredible with no bye week. I almost can see both happening here a little bit.
Because Dart is so chaotic right now.
Right, where I could almost go hey, they're going to shine and have moments of shining. It'll be fun to watch. But
the Broncos defense hasn't allowed any quarterback to run on them.
Nobody can run. They're fast as hell up front.
They don't let any quarterback run on them, so Dart is going to have to throw in this game. The question is,
so my answer will be the Broncos D terrorizes.
I think they're that good.
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't say anything about the Giants' young players.
No, it does not. It does not. And the Broncos, I mean, they were amazing on Sunday. They certainly were. And I think your point is the right point. That's it. Between Bonito, big 99 and Zach Allen, who's an athletic D tackle, and then what the hell's the other pass rusher? Browning?
Baron Browning?
Baron Browning, right? Yeah, they got speed out there. They do, 100%. So, yeah, I'm going to take them to terrorize the Giants.
And John Franklin Myers and Jonathan Cooper as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Cooper, not Browning. I was wrong. He's on Arizona now, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah. He got traded last year. I'm getting them confused.
The Broncos front is just, they're ridiculous. Our next game is the Falcons at 3-2 now after upsetting the Bills against the Niners, who are 4-2. Which former New York Jets defensive coach is more likely to win the day, Jeff Ulbrich or Robert Saleh?
Well, I'm going to go with Ulbrich on this one. As much as I think Saleh is awesome and his combination with Gus Bradley, the Ulbrich Raheem Morris combination is better right now. And maybe they're talented. Atlanta's defense.
They're real. They got the ingredients.
They're real. And then the fact of disruptive D linemen, you're playing a team that can't run the ball and has interior O-line problems like we talked about with the 49ers. Right. I just don't see them being able to run the ball at a consistent high level. And this is a team in Atlanta where if you drop back like the 49ers have had to just about every game 40, 45 times, man, Atlanta's going to make some plays. Jesse Bates might make a play. A.J. Terrell, strip sack fumble, Javon Walker, whoever. So I'm going to go with Atlanta and what might be one of the hottest defenses in football right now.
If there was ever a game to need George Kittle back.
Oh, my gosh. Kittle back. Can they get, some big plays in the run game just a little bit to put Atlanta in a bind that way. That would go over big for the 49ers offense.
Our final one, the 5-1 Bucs, arguably the top team in football right now. They're at least in the combo against another team that is arguably a top team in football, the 4-2 Lions. The Bucs are at Detroit. Which banged-up unit is more likely to get itself together, the Bucs wide receivers or the Lions secondary? I think this one's not even close to me.
You're going Bucs wide receivers
all day.
Yeah,
I know what Sterling Shepard could do, and Johnson & Johnson over there.
We saw enough there, and Cade Otton's pretty good.
Right, and Baker will just figure it out.
Their backs are good in the pass game. I guess Bucky Irvin, what I
don't think he's going to play
still
in this
not
game.
there yet.
But Rashad White has held it down, and Sean Tucker a little here and there.
Definitely, right. That's right. So I'm with you there. I am with you there. I mean, one, we saw the Lions secondary. That was a little concerning the other night against the Chiefs, and now we have no Brian Branch, who got the one-game suspension, which I would say hallelujah for the Lions, because I think he's lucky to only get one.
I was pretty shocked.
I mean, with his history and what he did and what the NFL's initiative is on sportsmanship this year, one game is like, yay, we only got one. But with all of that there, I expect the Bucs wide receivers to have the advantage because the Bucs can run the ball too, and the Lions are going to have to worry about that. Now, I think the Lions offense should be able to move the ball in the Bucs D too.
For sure.
You know? So we'll see where that goes. That's going to be a fun game, and it kind of stinks that neither one of those teams is at full strength. But what would be cool is if they do get to play each other in the playoffs at full strength, it'll change the whole dynamic of the second matchup, which will be cool. So we'll see where that goes. But definitely two of the better teams in the NFC. We know that.
It definitely has a little bit of vibes of, hey, this could be the NFC championship
Definitely.
game.
Well, the NFC, like the AFC to me is like wide open, and I think the whole conference is up by letting the Chiefs kind of find their footing here and go, wait, some of you guys aren't as good as you thought we are, and we're getting better and better, and we're getting Rashee Rice, to where you go, holy crap, are the Chiefs going to end up being like in the cream of the crop in the AFC? And there's just questions about a lot of the teams in the AFC. Right?
Well, the Bills have opened that door.
Well, the Bills have opened that door. The Chargers, we worry about their O-line and can they make big plays in the pass game and their D-line a little bit.
Broncos offense,
exactly right. The Jaguars are a little bit of a roller coaster. Right. So I think you look at that and go, yeah, there's stuff there. Pittsburgh, we've worried, like, how good are they really? We're not sure yet, right?
Colts secondary would be my question.
Yeah,
and I love the Colts this year, but the secondary, and the Colts fans say it all the time. They know their secondary is a problem.
Exactly right. So you have that. But in the NFC, though, I look at it and go, no, it's maybe wide open still, but I see more complete football teams in the NFC, right? I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, the Rams are number 7, and of course, I still go, they could be in the NFC Championship
easily,
game, like without a doubt. Seattle and what I see and with the trajectory going, they're going, I see they could be in the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia we know can be that. Green Bay has been annoying at 3-1-1 and not playing their best football, but I could see them in the NFC Championship game. Atlanta and what they're doing. They're not even in the playoffs right now. And I go, they got some NFC Championship type stuff to them. So we'll see where it goes. But, yeah, I think the NFC is highly competitive. I'm more confident in them than the AFC right now.
The divisions are jam-packed together. In the NFC West, you have 3 4-win teams. In the NFC South, you have the Falcons trying to keep up with the Bucs, and the Panthers are 3-3. And the Saints are the least pushover 1-5 team I've ever seen.
You're right. That's what I think we're saying. The Giants are second to last in the NFC, and they're just beat the team that we thought was the best in the NFC.
The bottom feeders of the NFC are all way better than about 6 teams in the AFC.
Right.
Like the Giants and the Saints that feel better than the Titans, the Raiders, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Browns.
Totally.
Literally.
Totally. Not even close.
It's not even close.
I mean, Washington's a 12th seed in the NFC right now. And it's going, they're a playoff team, like hands down. So I think we explained that, right? The NFC has definitely got more complete football teams, and it's wide open, but it's wide open because of its goodness, I guess.
Yeah.
Where the AFC feels like it's a little wide open because of its badness to a degree. We'll see where it all goes. We know it's still early in the season, but this is the time of the year.
Right, this is it.
Where teams round in the shape and start going on some serious runs. We'll see what happens. We've been on a run. We're going to keep that run going. Simms, Rogers, we're here live Mondays, live Tuesdays, tape on Wednesday. I'm with that asshole Florio on Thursdays picking games, so you know where to find us. Subscribe, rate, review. Connor, as always, thanks for driving the ship, man. Real good week. Everybody, enjoy Thursday Night Football. Enjoy the weekend of games. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Yo, homies, it's time to watch some games. That's right. We're on to the NFL season here with Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, Sunday night recaps after every game, and much, much more.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. Remember, subscribe. Peace out.